Hi there, guys. So if you've been looking at the papers winter, you will see this picture, and they've got all the planets neatly lined up, and they're all talking about this grand planetary kind of lining up, or this planetary parade. Well, this planetary alignment on January 26th is actually a visual and an astronomical event rather than an astrology event, because in astrology we call an alignment a stellium, or it can take the form of a multi-planet opposition, I guess. However, while there are alignments in terms of Venus, Saturn, and Neptune conjunct in Pisces, and Mercury approaching a conjunction to Sun and Pluto in Aquarius, it's not exactly a case of the planets all like neatly lining up in a row as depicted in these graphics. What is exciting is it's an opportunity for cosmic enthusiasts to see several planets, right? And don't panic if you miss the 26th or if it's cloudy and misty, as it will be in the UK, chemtrails. Because if you're stargazing at about 7 p.m. during any time late in January and early in Feb, you'll be able to see Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, as well as Uranus and Neptune. So Mars, which as you know, it's still retrograde in Cancer, it'll be in the east. Jupiter, which is in Gemini, stationary, is in the southeast. Venus and Saturn, which are conjunct in Pisces, in the southwest. Now, Venus is actually exalted in Pisces, which is seen as auspicious for romantic love and a soulmate connection. But anyway, for those who are just thrilled by the magic of the night sky, Venus is a remarkably bright star during the twilight, and it's quite an enchanting sight. Jupiter is visible above the constellation Orion, which kind of makes it easier to hone in on. And Mercury is actually the only planet keeping a low profile. Uranus and Neptune are visible in the night sky, but for those, you'll definitely need a telescope to spot them, and it helps if the sky is really dark. So another important alignment in terms of astrology is the new moon, which happens on the 29th of January. And at that stage, the new moon in Aquarius will be conjunct Mercury and Pluto, which, as you know, also in Aquarius quite significantly. So astrologically speaking, alignments are very rare. In fact, the last truly phenomenal alignment was the 25th of August 1968, when the Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Pluto, Moon, and Uranus were all in Virgo, with Mars not far off in Leo. So it's much more common, however, for planets to be visible across the sky, like they're lining up. And this is because all the planets had their genesis within the flat disk of dust and gas that once encircled our sun when it was a young star. And this disk is also known as the ecliptic, which is like figuratively the line sketched as the sun trails its way across the vista of the daytime sky. If the sun was like a train on tracks, the ecliptic would basically be those cosmic tracks. The sun is always exactly on the ecliptic, and this track also represents the orbital plane of our planet. The planets in the solar system all kind of occupy roughly the same orbital plane. So in astronomy, when multiple planets are visible in the sky, they line up along this line. And luckily for novices, it's one way of telling the differences between a planet and a star. So in astrology now, the Venus-Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Pisces is intriguing. And it symbolizes a higher love, a desire for stability, meaning, and spiritual awareness through romantic interaction. It's pretty inspirational for you artists and musicians out there too, as it unites the majesty of art with form, structure, and the discipline to give concrete expression to the imagination. The new moon, in conjunction with Mercury and Pluto in Aquarius, is extremely innovative, and it foretells of scientific discovery, breaking of taboos, and technological advancement, indicating the stage is set for AI adventures this year. Musk will be doing this, won't he? So despite the fact that in astrology it's not exactly planets aligning, 2025 is definitely a standout year, highly significant in terms of planetary movement. We have the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, which hasn't happened since 1379. Pluto hasn't been in Aquarius since like 1778. Neptune and Saturn are entering Aries, Uranus enters Jupiter, and Jupiter enters Cancer. Neptune was last in Aries in 1861. You've heard me talk about that quite a lot. And Uranus was last in Gemini in 1941. So these are immense and significant shifts in the energy, and world events should manifest these politically and socially. Now, the movement of Neptune and Saturn across the Aries point is representative of a big release of energy into the physical realm, as Aries is like an entry point. So a whole lot of new paradigms beckon. Should all be interesting. We can... I'm feeling kind of enthusiastic. One daren't be optimistic these days, but we must take the small wins, and I definitely think that there are a couple of small wins going on at the moment. Sorry about that sound. Dishwasher. inconvenient. Anyway, I hope you guys are all well. And looking forward to, by the way, February is going to be a lot better. Jupiter goes direct on the 4th, Mars goes direct on the 24th. So every way, it's looking much better.